Welcome back to Von Blues Boxing. Welcome everybody on this beautiful Monday. I got a little break from work and doing work online. So I got a few minutes to talk on last week's boxing matches and things of that nature and stuff. And I'm gonna be quick about Edgar Berlanga and Elvis Rodriguez. Edgar Berlanga, he was impressive. First round knockout, got the guy out of there in 20, 30, what 30 seconds or something. Edgar is talented. I think he can box. I think it's in him. You know what I'm saying? But he can't help the fact that he has power like that. And if he touches you, cleanly a couple times, he can get you out of there early. I think Edgar has boxing ability. I think it's there. He just hasn't been able to display it because he getting guys out in the first round. Also, I watched a couple of his interviews. He doesn't seem like he's fallen in love with his power. He seems like, he's working on all the other skills, to be a complete boxer. You know what I'm saying? And he's has a good head on his shoulders. He's very mature. He just seems like he's going in the right direction. And at 23, there's really no need to like really push him really quickly. Just keep building them up, keep getting them fights, keep getting them experience and things of that nature. And I think Edgar will be fine. Edgar, kid's got the goods. I think he'll be good. And then Elvis Rodriguez, the Dominican kid. Elvis Rodriguez, impressive. Dude was impressive. Hand speed, power, just, his straight punches are nasty. Like his straight right hand, his straight left hand, his jab and stuff. His straight punches are nasty. You know what I'm saying? And Elvis is just, he getting the job done. He's knocking guys out every time he step in the ring. Impressive prospect. We'll definitely keep my eyes on him and see how his career goes and, just keep an eye on him. So, I just wanted to talk about that and thing of that nature. And then I'm going to go back on the PBC fall schedule because I didn't talk about the whole schedule of fights that's going on there. I'm only going to talk about the main event fights that's on there, and I'll talk about the undercard fights as those fights get closer. So August 1st, we got Steve Fulton versus Angelo Leo for the vacant WBO super bantamweight title, which is 122 pounds. And I'm gonna start with that one. I'm gonna go with Steve Fulton over Angelo Leo. I've watched both guys box and fight. I just think Steven can get the job done. I'll go more in details in that fight. I think he'll win the fight. I think it'll be a unanimous decision. August 15th, we got David Benavidez versus Romer and Gulo. I'm going with Benavidez, of course. I think David Benavidez will get the W, but I think it'll be more of a competitive fight than people think. I think Romer and Gulo is going to come to fight. He upset Michael Sims Jr., and which was, that was shocking. I couldn't believe Michael Sims Jr. lost. But Romer and Gulo, I think he'll bring the fight to David Benavidez. It'll be a very entertaining fight, and it'll be competitive. I think David will win the fight, but I think it'll be a better fight than what people think. Then on September 9th, we got Erickson Lubin versus Terrell Gasha. I probably said the man's name wrong. That's another good fight. I think Erickson Lubin will win the fight, but I think Terrell is going to give him all he can deal with. I think Terrell will make it a good, interesting fight. It'll be competitive. It might be close. You know what I'm saying? So, but I think Erickson Lubin will get the W. And then we got, of course, September 26th. I talked about that. Jamal Charlo versus Sergey Devryanchenko, and Jermell Charlo versus Jason Rosario. Both 50-50 fights, but I'm going to go with the Charlo brothers. I think Jermell will stop Jason Rosario. I know people probably be like, what? But I think Jermell gonna stop him. That's just my opinion. It doesn't mean I'm right or I'm wrong. And if I'm wrong about it, so be it. And that's a part of being a boxing fan and watching boxing. You're gonna get something right and you're gonna get something wrong. And I'm gonna go with a close victory for Jamal Charlo versus Sergey Devryanchenko. I think Jamal will win, but it's going to be very close fight. I mean, it might go either way. Devryanchenko seems to always be in fights like that, with Danny Jacobs. It was really close. Some people gave it to Devryanchenko. Triple G and Devryanchenko, that was a really, really, really close fight. Some people, a good amount of people gave it to Devryanchenko, but it's close fight. Close fight. It'll be, it's going to be a really entertaining fight. And I'll get more details of, as I break down more what Derevyanchenko and Charlo, what they can do to each other and stuff like that. Then we got on October 10th, Sergey Lipinets versus Kordatilo. I'm just going to say Kordatilo, the kid from Uzbekistan. Him and Sergey Lipinets, they're fighting for the interim IBF welterweight title. So they will be the mandatory to Errol Spence, either whoever wins. Good fight. Good fight. I've watched Kordatilo. He's got good boxing skills. He's got good lateral movement. You know what I'm saying? He moves his feet pretty well. But in that fight against Luis Cazalo, he had a little problem with the pressure at times. You know what I'm saying? And sir, if you know anything about Sergey Lipinets, the man is good at putting pressure on fighters, and he can fight in the inside. So it's going to be a good fight. I just wonder it's going to come down to what adjustments are made in the mid-rounds. I think Sergey and Cordelia, it's going to come down who's going to make the adjustments, who's going to stop each other from doing what each other do well. And I know that's commonplace when it comes to boxing, but that's what's going to go down. I'm going to go with Sergey Lipinets in that fight. Then we got October 24th on pay-per-view, Leo Santa Cruz versus Gervonta Tank Davis. That is a good fight. A lot of people are taking Tank. I'm going to take Tank for that fight. But Leo it's going to be a good fight. It's more 50-50 than what people think, because Leo's work rate is I've watched Leo Santa Cruz fight in the flesh. I seen him fight Miguel Forrest. I was at that fight for Deontay Wilder and Ortiz too. I was at that fight. I went to go see it, and I watched Santa Cruz, Leo in the flesh. Leo has a really good work rate. A really, really good work rate, and he can overwhelm you if you slow down or you start fatiguing and stuff. He can wear you out. So that's gonna be important, how Gervonta, comes in shape and stuff like that. If Gervonta's in shape, he'll get the W. If Gervonta, trains hard, works his ass off, he'll get the W. But if he comes in there a little, he ain't as fit as he should be, don't be shocked if Leo pull it off. But I'm going with Tank for that fight. And then we got November 28th, Chris Colbert versus Jamie Arbadella. I forgot to say it. I didn't even write his last name down. But Chris Colbert and Jamie Arbadella, that's a good fight. Chris is going to be... It's gonna be a good fight. That'll be a good fight, but I'm gonna go with Chris Colbert. Chris Colbert has got so many tools in his box. I think he'll pull it off. He'll get the job done against Jamie. Either decision, stoppage, maybe, depending on how the fight goes. But for sure, I got a unanimous decision for Chris Colbert. Then we got December 12th. Now this is an interesting Nordine Obali versus Nonito Donaire. Now this fight is a good fight because Obali is, from watching Obali and watching him fight, he is technically sound. He's very technically sound. He knows how to stick to the game plan. He knows how to keep his, He knows how to stick to a game plan. You know what I'm saying? He's got pretty good footwork. He knows how to move out of, get out of range and stuff like that. He just got timing down. He throws his left straight hand a lot. I mean, he throws that thing a lot. And he sometimes can get off balance with it sometimes, but sometimes it's on point. So I wonder with Obali, with Nonito Donaire being such an excellent counterpuncher and who throws heavy hooks off his counterpunches, it's going to be an interesting fight. That fight, I'm not going to give predictions until the round of time, because that's a close fight. That's a 50-50 fight, and it's for the WBC belt, 118. And yeah, so that's my prediction so far on the fights. I could be 100% wrong. I could be 100% right. I could be halfway right, halfway wrong. There's nothing wrong with that. If I'm wrong about it, hey, so be it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not going to claim that I know every single thing about boxing, but I got a good knowledge of the sport and been watching it since I was a little guy. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, so it's going to be some good fights coming up. I'm excited about it. I know I've already talked about the PBC, on here, but I'm just going to bring it back up. And then tomorrow, or maybe today or maybe tomorrow, I'll talk about Oscar Valdez and, just everything that was going on with Oscar Valdez, the past two fights. And also, I will, talk about something that Chavez Sr. said that I said after I watched him fight in his last fight against Jason Velez. I'll also talk about Oscar De La Hoya's comeback. I'll talk about Mike Tyson and Roy Jones Jr. Talk about Povetkin, Alexander Povetkin and Dillian White. I'll talk about Virgil Ortiz's win and his future, or like who's a real opponent. And then I might do the PBC undercard predictions tomorrow, but I don't know. I might be tired of me talking about PBC. But yeah. And that's about it, man. You know what I'm saying? Von Blues Boxing, baby. Subscribe if you watch the videos. You like the videos, subscribe. If you like it, thumbs up, thumbs down if you don't like it, and if you check it out my videos, no matter where you're at in the world, subscribe. And with time, I'll start the live stream so I can get people to start coming in and talking and, get on the panels and stuff like that so they can talk their thoughts and, we can go back and forth about boxing and stuff. And if you guys want to debate about something, when I start doing the live streams, that's cool. But there needs to be a certain level of respect. You know what I'm saying? If you guys are going to debate about stuff, it has to be a certain level of respect. And it has to be a certain time frame. You can't talk for 10 minutes about one thing. I'm talking about like 2 to 3 minutes about a subject, maybe 5 minutes, and then the next person asks it. And it's not about who's right or wrong and things of that nature. It's just about speaking, because in boxing, we can all learn something from each other. There's something I don't know that you know. There's something I know that you don't know. And we can just educate each other and have good conversations and good respectful conversations without all the disrespect and all that other stuff. Like I'm cool on all that. I don't really want that on my channel. I'm not dealing with that type of stuff. You will get blocked and all that good stuff. I'm not doing that. We only talking about boxing, like really talking about boxing. We're not talking about fighters' personal lives. We're not going to get into like how they move and how they, like, we're not getting into that. We just going to keep it boxing. You know what I'm saying? Boxing and mixed martial arts. I'm going to do an MMA video this week too. But yeah, that's it, baby. That's it. Von Blues Boxing, baby. I'm out.